Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of ODPixel Cast a Pub. Live, of course. One of the reasons why we do sometimes jump into a game a few minutes in. We are finding these live. Reminder, you can head over to the live stream, twitch.tv/ODPixel, where you'll be catching me doing these live. But that's it for Twitch. We're focusing on you beautiful people watching on the YouTube now. And also, of course, those that are watching on Twitch as well. I'm only kidding. We love everybody. We love everybody. If you're seeing this, we love you. This, ladies and gentlemen, is ILTW on the Medusa. My goodness. Oh, my God. We're getting buybacks. We're getting deaths. We're getting kills. We need to keep up with the action here. We're missing so much already. Right. So, ILTW is playing on the Medusa. The person of notice on the side of Dire's side is BORANIJA on the TA. Well, you're asking me, ODPixel, what's actually happened so far in this game? Viper's died 4 times. That's what I'm seeing first. Viper, top lane, 0, 4, and 1. Okay, that's not great. Brood is doing great. 4, 1, and 0, level 11. Master tier Brood. Medallion into the Orchid. It's looking pretty good for him. Top lane, Nigma. Well, not Nigma. Well, ILTW Nigma. But not this isn't the whole team of Nigma. It's just ILTW. ILTW. He's moved up to the top lane, started to put some pressure on, playing the Deuce this game, going for the Manta Rush. And this tier 1 tower looking like it's pretty much done for. Backup from the Abaddon as well coming in, as well as the Mirana. The Mirana seemed to be a little bit angry. There was that buyback that came through pretty brash from the Mirana. Had a bit of a tough game so far, 0, 3, and 0. So what we are seeing, sort of set this up, I think, is going to be quite a bit of carrying that ILTW needs to do in this match. Farm is pretty even right now. We'll actually head straight over towards the net worth to see some numbers of how things are going down. Sorry, I'm missing kills. There's just so much going on. Brood is top net worth at the moment, as expected. With some of the items I showed you earlier, the Orchid is pretty much done. Yeah, and then they're obviously close behind it. Actually, even though the kills are there for the Dire side, it looks like farm for Radiant it's been pretty comparable. Well, Bristol is going to get a nice little boost here, though. Able to take away some of the Ancients of the Radiant, something that ILTW is not going to be too happy with at all. Those Ancients would have been a lovely little place for him to pick up a bit of bonus gold. He's going to have those probably quite consistently taken away from him. I imagine we're going to see this Bristle Pango play pretty aggressively. How's things looking for our star of the other team, BORANIJA? What's his game looking like? Not the quickest of beginnings. Looks like the Brood, which I imagine we didn't see the openings, but I guess this Brood was, I mean, it must have had to be mid. Looks like this Brood had a very good time against the TA. BORANIJA, his start, his farm is just not going to quite be there on par with it. So we'll see what sort of a catch-up BORANIJA can make on the TA. I mean, it's a master tier TA as well. You know, the BORANIJA, he's quite the TA specialist. So if there's something that he can do, it's definitely pick up his farm in the early mid game. See the Viper's movement so far? It's focused on just putting the pressure on top. Very much so, to the point that he did die quite a few times up there. But he got the job done. You know, 12 minutes in, tier 1 top was taken away. Mid lane, Bristle. He's going to get the backup with the Tide coming in. There's a Tide in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't mention that yet. But by the looks of it, was the offlaner. Was the offlaner for the Dire side. It is a carry Bristle. So in that case, I guess the sort of true scaling, hard-hitting carry is the TA. So the TA, BORANIJA's game, is very important here for Dire, especially if he wishes to carry against the late-game prowess that a hero like Deucer can offer, especially when it's in the hands of ILTW, rank 10 at the moment, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll see if he can indeed carry this match. Pressure being put on the mid lane by TA and Tide. Put the defense in. As I said, Orchid is now finished on Brood, so good ways to open up action if they want to start any sort of moves around the mid lane. The counter player is ready though. Wyvern sitting in the wings, ready with the Winter's Curse if anything kicks off. Bottom lane, that pressure from the Viper continue to be applied. There's tier 1 nearly going down. In fact, Viper is getting an aggressive onto the Bristle. He can have enough damage on his own to get this kill. He is. Viper. He may have died 4 times in the laning stage, but getting big solo action done down on the bottom lane. They are looking for him. Pango. He might just go down as well. He does. I mean, Viper, he's doing his job. His moves have been pretty crazy. But if that's what he's been doing, I think the team's going to be happy with that. Throwing his body at the enemy, bringing down 2 heroes with him, including the Bristle, which is quite an important core here for Dire. So big kills here for the Viper. And, of course, opening up a lot of space for ILTW to play the top half of the map. We'll have to wait a little longer on the Manta style. I imagine the recipe was on the Courier. But at least we'll have that ultimate orb to work on. So still, good timing's being hit by the Radiant. Across the board there, 3 cores. Slight lead for them right now. In the jungle, chase down onto the Abaddon. Borrowed time. That comes to an end. No more time to borrow, I'm afraid. There's Dire. I'll get the kill, and Bristle straight away moving over to this half of the map. Wants to disrupt this farming that ILTW's getting going. I mean, ILTW does get the stacks done, but this might not be good news for him, as the Bristle may just be able to take these all for himself. Let's have a look here. Arrow in onto the Bristle. Cannot push him away. As indeed, this is going to be another move that secures the Ancients for the Dire. So doing a good job of really trying to limit what ILTW has access to this early on in the game. They know exactly what they need to do to just try and slow down this Deucer as much as they can. BORANIJA's timings. Mithril Hammer off the Desolator. He's getting back in there. In mid. Ready to get aggressive as well. So straight in with the Rolling Thunder. Good line over towards the Brood. Get another hit. Good sidestep for the Brood. Dodges the Rolling Thunder. Not enough to save their life, though. As the hits from the TA, enough to take them down. BORANIJA gets the kill onto the mid Brood. And this tier 1 tower is going to be theirs as well. Strong team moves here from the Dire side. They look to try and take over the game early and make things tough for RTW. Stone Gaze pops as RTW looks to hold his position. Tries to turn. Will be able to take down the Pangalair. But now the Ravage comes out. Where's the detection? Where's the detection? It's not there. And now RTW, he knows that they can't push on through the Moonlight Shadow. He's going to turn and poke back. TP's out across the board. I managed to get the 2 of them out at the end of it all. And ILTW ravaged, and it doesn't matter. I think the blame would probably be on the Wyvern there. Playing with a couple of slots, and yeah, he's picked up a set of sentries and obs there. They needed more. So RTW, for as much as they've taken away from him in terms of areas to farm, his performance so far continuing to go untouched. He's 1-0-2. He's been able to avoid their moves, their aggression very well. Bottom lane, TA. BORANIJA not going to get away with that one. Tries to stand his ground against a Viper. Level 13 Viper now. Instantly tied, knowing that he has to get out of here. This Viper is pretty spooky. For all the deaths he had in the lane, this Viper causing huge issues right now for the Dire. Again. This time Pango. Remember the swashbuckle on the Rolling Thunder. He's able to pick up a kill on the Mirana. And with the curse out, they're setting up. I mean, Bristle, he's moving in this area once again. They just cannot get a hold of these Ancients. ILTW, every single time he wants to have some peace and quiet, farming the Ancient stacks, the Dire are not letting him have any of it whatsoever. Full aggression and full focus. This triangle, no longer the Radiance. The sort of moves that the Dire makes, it seems. Brood. Heading over, how's the catch for the Brood this game? Not too great. Hard to get a solid hold onto this Brood. Only one of the reasons why the Brood went for the hero in such a fashion and in the mid lane, imagine, was the last pick. Brood. And back in onto the Wyvern, but the Spider's cleared out by the swashbuckle, and the soul burn damage of the Orca, not enough to kill off that Wyvern. The Wyvern will survive. Still poking and pushing them away. And this is what Radiant needs to do. They have to turn up as at least, yeah, well, even as the full team. Just open up this area, protect it for ILTW. As ILTW is able to get back into cleaning up the camps. No surprises, of course, with the build. Manta into Skadi. I guess if anything, no Dragon Lance to be had in this build-up. ILTW just focusing on the bigger items. Mid tower to be denied. So this bottom area, until BKBs are out, not easy to play it close to this Viper. Viper can do a lot on his own with the Rod of Atos and the high levels that he has. See if he wants to drop everything onto the TA, and he's going to indeed do that. And TA, refraction charges melt immediately. This Viper, a huge nuisance for the cause right now, especially with the setup provided for him by this Moonlight Shadow. Viper has the ability to just get in and get these kills as he wishes. And yeah, nobody really wants to deal with him. RGW first ultimate orb with the Skadi complete. DD rune at the ready. BORANIJA's game 2, 5, and 3. This really hurts for him. BORANIJA's not going to have the sort of insane timing that you would hope for as a TA. It's going to be a slower start. Especially with this Roche going the way of the Radiant by the looks of it. They're heading into the pit. Curse is at the ready. BORANIJA's going to be back up in 5 seconds, but with this double damage rune, Roshan not standing much of a chance at all. The safety that they can do it with all the spiders in, tanking the aggression of Roche. This is going their way, no problem. Aegis on ILTW, ready for the next bit of action. And whilst we had that was a dead Bristle down on the bottom lane. Our Viper player picking up another. 8-5-1. A huge comeback story from this man. I believe was 4-1 in the laning stage. Since then, only dropping the once, picking up 7 extra kills. It really feels like they don't know what to do around him. What are they've just got to keep fully aware of where the Viper is and play away from him. The problem is for the Dire, with these kills, the Viper's consistently sort of picking up and breaking down the 5-man that Dire would want to try and get together with, as they did have the strengths around when they were taking these map objectives, making some sort of aggressive move onto the triangle. It's very hard for Dire to do much at all. Viper now being isolated a little bit in the mid. And this time, I think Viper, they'll be able to do it. This time, it tries to poke forward, and they have the 3 of them waiting for him. Viper finally taken out around the mid. But it's all space, and it's a lot of it. RTW making the most out of it. Still close on the numbers, though. 13-19. Only 1k gold advantage right now for Radiant. BORANIJA, how's the BKB timing looking? He needs it ASAP. Just under 1,000 gold away from the full BKB. And they do have ways to protect him. Wyvern's moves are going to be pretty crucial this match. At the same time, Cold Embrace, I guess, is not really going to offer you the best of safety against heroes like a Viper. It's going to be all down to the curses, trying to turn this Medusa against their own team. And ILTW Dusa that is going to have Skadi done. 21 minutes in. Manta Skadi Dusa. Viper. Oh, he's on the hunt. He has found the Bristle. But Bristle has the answer. And my goodness, does he need to TP out there. As even in the fountain, ticking down to about 20% of his HP. This has to be a quick escape each and every time from the Bristle. Back over to mid. It's been a bit of a slow game for the Mirana. Had a few painful deaths early on and hasn't really been able to do too much. I mean, at the moment, it really does feel that Viper's solo kills and ILTW's ability to read the map, find the safe spaces, is what's really holding on Radiant's lineup right now. And to the point now, Radiant, they're in the jungle, and with this Aegis on the Dusa, Dire a little hesitant on how they want to go about taking the fight into this. That will certainly be one answer to the Viper here. BKB was absolutely necessary on the Bristle this game. He wants to play as a core. I think by the looks of it, as I said, he was playing as the 1. It's unplayable without a BKB. Never really feels good to get it that early on, but it's unplayable without it. Viper, that we're talking about right now, starting the action. And the Ravage comes out. Oh, we catch the 2 of them. Viper still at half HP. BKB's popped by the TS. BORANIJA's trying to commit in onto the Viper. But the Stone Gaze is out. He's going to go for the TP out. Will manage to make it away in time. So BORANIJA's out of there. But now that will mean the rest of his side has been left to the aggression of the Radiant. As Radiant will clean them up one by one. 3 dead on the Dire. Arrow into the trees. Visions there for the Vessel. As there is no way out for the Pangolier. 4 dead on the Dire. As I don't know how Dire could do this one. This one's looking to step up to be a tough one already. Just 23 minutes in. It feels like they really did their best to try and slow down this Medusa ILTW. It's just not had... It seemingly had not had any impact. Even with them taking away Ancients as they did, ILTW is still top net worth. Making moves straight for the high ground now. What can they offer from a high ground defense? There's no Ravage. There's no Ravage. There is a curse. I haven't really seen any sort of big curses come out for the Wyvern. He's going to go for it now. Setup's there, but there's the counter. Brood with the E-Blade at the ready, protecting his Viper from the right clicks of his own teammates, and now they're ready to dive in. Over towards the tier 4, straight over towards the Wyvern. Wyvern's gone. As the Radiant, they'll find a full set of racks top. There's still tier 2s in the other lanes. They're going to just, maybe even just try and push for the end here. No Ravage, no Wyvern, and by the looks of it, no teammates as well. This is a quick and very clean close up here from the Radiant. As for the Dire, they just couldn't deal with the Viper. Viper, he may have been bullied in the lane. Even to the point, I think that Mirana buyback earlier was probably in frustration at maybe the Viper's deaths in the lane. But my goodness, did he have a game after that. This hero, Vessel and the Atos, it just ruined the Dire side and caught out their cause so many times. And ILTW, he was just given more than enough space. Even with as much as they ran at him, it did not matter. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 18 to 90, 24 minutes in. ILTW's team will get the win. And as I've been saying, without a doubt, I think you got to say, the MVP there, being the Viper for me. Viper, he really did pop off. Hot stuff there from him. And ILTW giving an incredibly solid and reliable carry performance. Pretty flawless, really, if you consider how much they were trying to do to shut him down. Still makes little to no mistakes and is able to take the win home. As there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This game, it will go to ILTW. BORANIJA, he struggled this one here around the team. Not able to take it home for the boys this time round. As well done to ILTW and his pub stack that he queued into for this rank game. As there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching the cast here on the YouTube channel. Much love to you all. Hope you're enjoying the videos. And as always, let me know in the comments what pro players you want to try and, what you want to see me try and get my hands on some live gameplay off to jump into the action. And in the future, maybe even who you'd like to hear me cast with. But have a lovely day, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And remember to check me out over on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/ODPixel, where you can catch me doing these live. Much love to you. Have a great day, great evening, great morning, wherever you are.